Okay, so what you're looking at right now is actually Claude Code, but the model is not open source Sonnet, but it's a model hosted locally on my machine. As you can see here, the model itself is Qwen 3.6, and it's actually got new model from Alibaba Group. Now, why am I doing this? Well, you're going to have to understand that there are lots of people with the sensitive projects, and they really want to make sure that the secrets are not going to be leaked somewhere. Now, for today's video, I'm going to show you how to install that. But before we go there, and if you're really interested anyway, so we're going to have to compare the results between the local model and also Claude Haiku. Now, why is Haiku? Why do I have to compare that with Haiku? Why not Opus or Sonnet? So, to be honest, my machine is not really that strong. It is actually strong, but the thing is that it's not good enough for the model that is, equivalent to Sonnet, or sorry, not even Sonnet, Opus or ChatGPT 5.5. And I think it's only fair if we compare that with the worst model that is provided by Claude. Now, without further ado, let's dive in. Now, for today's test, I'm gonna ask the AI to create a landing page about AI automation for businesses, and then once the web page is created, then the AI should run a web server so that I can access that anywhere. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and click enter, and let's see the results. Okay, it's finally finished. So we got index.html, and then in the background, the agent is also calling a Python script to run the web server. And this is basically the link. So we got two links. This is my IP address, and then the second one is the local host. So I'm going to click either. It doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to copy this and then run that on my browser. There you go. This is the result. It's actually quite interesting. Yeah, I'm quite surprised that, the free model can do something like this. This is actually quite neat and tidy. I mean, it's a very typical of the AI slop, kind of a web design, but yeah, it looks clean, and it's got some names, and let's click some buttons, and as you can see that it goes somewhere, so it's not necessarily bad, and it's got some price, I'm not going to charge this much anyway. So yeah, it's very ambitious. And okay, so the links seem to work. Okay, now let's have a look at the other one. Which one is that? Claude Code. And for this model, I'm gonna try Haiku, and let's see the result. Okay, so this is from Haiku model, and I'm gonna go ahead and click enter, and let's see the result. Well, when it comes to performance, it's a night and day. So let's compare that with the Qwen model, and it took probably around 2 minutes and 27 seconds, and this one only took us 35 seconds. But not really sure about the results, so let's go ahead and try that. So I'm gonna copy this. I'll tell you what, I'm just gonna go to my browser and then just click this manually. So localhost and 8000. Okay. Completely different. It's a bit bland. It's not really that great, to be honest. And yeah, I think Haiku is not really the best kind of a model to create something like this. I think if you want something quite decent, just go to the Sonnet, I think. So in this case, I would say Qwen wins. Okay, so I'm quite curious, why don't we just try Sonnet? So I'm going to go ahead and click enter. And again, let's see the result. Okay, we finally got the results from Sonnet. So I'm going to go ahead and rerun the server. So I think that's going to be this one. So it took a little bit of an extra step by enabling this so that we can kind of rock, so that we can kind of access this web page from outside of the network. So I'm going to go ahead and try this link. So I'm going to copy this, and all right, so this is from Sonnet, and it's actually similar in terms of design. They're very, you can kind of tell that this is like an AI slop type of a web development. So yeah, it's quite interesting. It's got some steps, and then it's got some features, and I don't know what this is basically. Okay, and also some testimonials. and pricing, and this is actually much more generous than the Qwen. I think I'm just gonna go with the Qwen. I'm just gonna get rich very quick. So if I click this and there's a book a demo, and then where's it gonna go? Okay, it's broken now, is it? How about this one? Okay, yeah. So another experiment I was running is to compare the presentation generation. So earlier I specified a specific workflow that converts a PDF to presentation, and in there it's supposed to contain some images. Now I've done both using Sonnet 4.6, which is the model from Anthropic, and the local LLM installed on the Longops PC. So it's finally finished, and the result is basically here. Okay, Qwen PPT for the local LLM, and for the Claude is, let me scroll down a bit, and it's here, output.pptx. Now, the PDF that I used was this, the reinforcement learning and optimal control of the quadruped robot. And this is the result. So this is the results from the Anthropic, and as expected is quite okay. We definitely have to check the content generation, but in terms of the structure and format is something that we kind of expect from a proper presentation. Now, this is the results from the local LLM, which is not so much different than the paid model. After seeing the results, it is time for us to install the local model onto our machine. And for this particular tutorial, I'm going to be using Ollama. Now, to install Ollama, we can just simply copy the script, and then we go to our machine, and then we can just paste this on our machine. Now, I have done it, so I'm not going to be doing this again. And to check whether Ollama is installed, just type Ollama and then -H. And if we see something like this, then it means Ollama has been installed. As you saw earlier, for the model itself, I'm going to be choosing a Qwen 3.6 because Qwen 3.6 gives us the balance between the performance and also the computation price. So these are basically the list of available Qwen model. And for my particular use case, I'm going to be choosing Qwen 3.6 35B because I have relatively quite powerful machine. Since we're going to be using Ollama model remotely somewhere, so we need to specify the IP address. And the name of the variable is Ollama host, and put your IP address here. And then once you're ready, you can click enter. To pull the model, what we need to do is we need to use this command, which is Ollama pull and then the name of the model. But before you pull the model, make sure that you run the Ollama serve, especially if you have changed the Ollama host. Now we finally finished pulling the model. Can go ahead and start the coding, but before that, we need to install Claude Code. Well, we can actually use anything like OpenCode, Kilo Code, but me personally, I prefer Claude Code. To install Claude Code, what you need to do is you need to copy this command and then paste that on your machine, not your remote machine where the model is. Okay, now to summarize, on the remote machine, don't forget to install Ollama and then specify the IP address of the host. And this is normally the IP address of the remote machine. And then start the Ollama and pull the model, and then go to the local machine, which is the laptop or any PC that you're going to be using to do the coding. And then install Claude Code or OpenCode or Kilo Code, and then install Ollama. And after that, specify the host of the Ollama server, which is the IP address of the remote and also the port of the remote PC. And then once you're ready, launch the Claude Code using Ollama launch Claude. Once you load the Claude Code from Ollama, then you're going to be asked to specify the model because we have installed Qwen 3.6. So I'm going to go ahead and click Qwen 3.6. And if you trust this folder and click yes, then there you go. It's running. And as you can see, that the model that it's using is Qwen 3.6. So, okay, so I did a little bit of a test and I asked hello and then I got the reply. So it means the model is up and running. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much. And I hope this is useful. And if you've got any questions, drop the comments below. And until then, see you later.